Take a look at this beer glass. It's lightweight, its walls are thin, and it feels flimsy in your hand. But drop it onto a hard floor, and it bounces. This is Superfest. When it was invented in 1977, testing showed this glassware was 15 times more durable than standard cups. It is highly practical, it is heat-resistant, and virtually unbreakable. Yet, you won't find it in production anywhere today. The company that engineered it shut down decades ago. In fact, the entire country that manufactured it is gone. If the technology to make indestructible glass was perfected over 40 years ago, why are our kitchen cabinets still full of fragile cups? To understand the origins of Superfest, we have to look at East Germany right after World War II. The new socialist state is built on absolute rubble. It is completely cut off from Western industrial hubs and starved for raw materials. Just across the border, West Germany is experiencing an economic miracle. The economy is booming, and new cars are speeding down pristine highways. East Germans can see their own living standards lagging far behind. By 1953, worker frustration boils over into a massive series of protests. The state responds by calling in the Soviet military, and tanks crush the uprising. Realizing they need to improve daily life to prevent another rebellion, the government aggressively expands its chemical industry. They blanket the country with campaigns promising prosperity and consumer goods through chemistry. By the 1970s, a severe glass shortage leads to a national embarrassment. At a public festival, a high-ranking state minister is served beer in a paper cup. That embarrassment initiates a state mandate. The government tasks its scientists with inventing a tough, temperature-resistant glass to solve their domestic shortage, and as a bonus, create an export product that commands worldwide respect for socialist manufacturing. While glass can technically be stronger than steel, it remains incredibly brittle. On a microscopic level, its atoms sit in a chaotic, disorganized jumble. When you apply a sudden impact or a temperature change, the stress finds empty space and rips into massive cracks. To counter this, scientists experiment with ion exchange. They submerge ordinary glass in a hot liquid bath of potassium nitrate. The heat allows a chemical swap. Large potassium ions force their way into the glass, crowding out smaller sodium ions. Because the potassium ions are so large, they pack the surface incredibly tight. This creates a dense layer of physical tension that presses the glass together, physically blocking cracks from ever having the space to develop. The resulting product is named Superfest. By the late 1970s, it floods the domestic market. Restaurants and bars across East Germany buy up huge crates of it, practically eliminating their breakage costs. But the scientists did their job too well. Because the glasses almost never break, domestic restaurants never need to order replacements. The factory is left staring at a massive, unsellable surplus. Desperate for buyers, the state arms a West German sales rep with samples and sends him out to pitch this indestructible glass to massive Western beverage companies like Coca-Cola. The pitch completely flatlines. The beverage companies and glass dealers refuse to buy it, explicitly pointing out that their ongoing profits rely entirely on glasses breaking. East Germany had walked right into the reality of planned obsolescence, the industrial strategy of designing products with a strict, limited lifespan, so consumers are forced into endless cycles of repurchasing. It's an old strategy in market economies. As early as the 1920s, a cartel of corporate light bulb manufacturers deliberately engineered their filaments to burn out after 1,000 hours, just to keep sales moving. Superfest never manages to secure a foothold abroad. When the Berlin Wall falls and East Germany dissolves, the state funding dries up, and the factory shuts its doors permanently in 1991. The extreme durability that made Superfest a scientific triumph was the exact trait that made it commercially worthless in a system built on repeat consumption. Superfest was not alone in this economic reality. In the US, Corning Glass independently developed ion exchange hardening in the 1960s. When sales proved too slow to justify the cost, they shelved it for decades. It sat collecting dust until 2007. Steve Jobs was building the first iPhone, and he needed a screen that was razor-thin, transparent, and highly resistant to shattering inside a pocket. Corning resurrected their discarded hardening process, renaming it Gorilla Glass. Today, chemically hardened glass protects the screens of billions of electronic devices worldwide. This indestructible material survived only because it finally intersected with a new market that actively demanded durability over disposability. The short, strange life of Superfest makes you look at the everyday items you constantly have to replace and wonder exactly how many products are designed to be worse than they have to be.